Hidden disses in Drake's Scorpion.
I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of my energy. They're trying to take away from.
On Scorpion, Drake explicitly draws the line on what he does best, combining the personal emotions of R&B with the energy and grit of the hip-hop world. What the combo leads to is a sweeping double-sided collection of sneaky disses and hidden references, leaving fans with general confirmation. From call-outs to shout-outs, Drake pretty much tells us everything he's ever wanted in this album. So today we're going to be taking a look at the best disses and call-outs on Drake's Scorpion. Be sure to watch this entire video as you're not going to want to miss out on what we have to share. Also leave a like and subscribe to show your support to never miss a single upload. With that being said, let's get right into it. Number 10. Jay-Z calls out X's shooter. Making his third appearance on Drake's album, Jay-Z provides a vintage extended verse on one of the most highly anticipated tracks from Drizzy's Scorpion, Taka. Jay name drops the Florida rapper in the last 2 bars of his verse, which was obviously recorded at some point after X's passing on June 18th. Jay-Z reveals his displeasure at X being killed while George Zimmerman remains free, rapping, "Y'all killed X and let Zimmerman live. Streets is done."
Be like young, I got your president tweeting. I won't even meet with him. Y'all kill X, let Zimmerman live. Streets is done.
This isn't the first time Jay has mentioned Zimmerman, previously taking shots at him on DJ Khaled's Top Off, when he responded to Zimmerman's threat with, "Meanwhile, Georgie Porgy, sinning and sending me threats. Save your breath. You couldn't beat a flight of steps. Try that shit with a grown man. I'll kill that boy with my own hand." These lines seem to be aimed at Zimmerman and the law as a whole. George Zimmerman was charged with taking the life of a young African-American male a couple years back. He allegedly was assaulted by Martin and shot at the teenager. However, Zimmerman's case seemed a bit fishy. As it turned out, Trayvon was allegedly only walking back from a gas station with his hood up, and Zimmerman saw him as a threat. There were many riots, protests, and supporters of Trayvon after this incident. The United States wanted a big change. Coincidentally, Zimmerman and both X lived in Florida, so that's why Jay-Z was able to make this reference. These lines are very important and have a strong message that many people didn't know. It's unknown exactly when Jay-Z's verse was recorded, but the reference to X places it roughly within the past week. Jay-Z is the latest rapper to express his condolences for X in the wake of his murder on June 18th, joining the likes of Kanye West, J. Cole, Puff Daddy, Rick Ross, and more. Number 9. Our next disc comes from Drake's song on the album titled Mob Ties. Now this one is very interesting and has a lot of different speculations. In this song, Drake raps the line, "Louis bags in exchange for body bags." Yeah.
S-class, G-class, lot of class. In a rocket and that ain't got no tags. Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah.
For those who don't understand what Drake is rapping about here, it's clearly directed at X. Controversial SoundCloud rapper X was pronounced lifeless on June 18th after he was shot near Miami. An eyewitness told TMZ on June 20th that the up-and-coming artist appeared to pass instantly after being shot in the neck during an alleged robbery. After the bullet struck him, X supposedly went limp immediately, and the video release showed him slumped over in his car. The suspects immediately fled with X's Louis Vuitton bags. Louis Vuitton is a French high-end fashion label, best known for their fashion pieces, accessories, and various lifestyle products. However, Drake specifically mentions Louis Vuitton's iconic bags. Drizzy is fond of the fashion label and has collaborated with them before. His song Signs was made to be featured at the brand's 2018 spring and summer collection.
I'm going on them once I get going. She's trying to take it all off of me. Trying to stay real close.
So it seems that Drake could be rapping simply about Louis Vuitton designer bags, but when he mentions body bags, it's most likely a reference to X's body after he passed. This is a very controversial line as many don't know if Drake is dissing X's killer or X himself. It's a really crazy line, and even some are saying that Drake's admitting to taking X's life here, but I don't think that's the case. Number 8. Being a dad. After months of questioning, disses, and rumors, Drake denies rumors of poor parenting, all while bragging about his beat package on 8 out of 10. Drake raps the line, "Only deadbeats is the beats I've been rapping to," when Pusha T called Drake a deadbeat dad on Adonis. One of the more revealing diss tracks in modern rap history, Drake remains strangely silent. No response diss, no Instagram post, and no press release. Until last night. There was no word on Drake's son, or why he'd been kept a secret. On 8 out of 10, Drake assures fans that he's not an absent father, but also doesn't really have much else to say about it. It's a flippant quick response to a topic that held fans captive for months. This line is very sneaky and easy to miss, as a lot of you probably didn't understand what it really meant. However, it's a great way to respond to Pusha T for sure. Number 7. He still has some words for Kanye. Drake and Pusha T's feud may be over, but whatever beef Drake still harbors for Kanye, it isn't settled. Sure, Drake recently attended Wyoming sessions and contributed writing to Kanye's songs Yikes.
And how sometimes I scare myself.
that doesn't mean everything's peachy. In fact, he mocks Kanye for the whole stunt on 8 out of 10, saying all 7s, no 6s, a reference to most of the Wyoming album's 7-song track list. In other words, Kanye produced albums each with 7 tracks, no 6s, Drake the 6th God, and he's above the 7s, being 8 out of 10. This was another diss that was really hard to catch on to because it could go many different ways. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Let us know what you guys think about this one. Is it a shot at Kanye or is it something else? Number 6. Jay-Z, Donald Trump diss. Back again in Drake's song Talk Up featuring Jay-Z, Jay-Z makes a reference to US President Donald Trump. In January of 2018, Donald Trump referred to African-American countries as what he called trash countries. This caused much criticism, controversy, and provoked Jay-Z to discuss the president's remarks on a CNN Saturday Night segment with Van Jones. You treat people like human beings. That's the main point. It goes back to the whole thing. Treat me really bad and pay me well. It's not going to lead to happiness. It's going to lead to, again, the same thing. Everyone's going to be sick. The next morning, Trump took it to his Twitter account to fire back, tweeting this. Due to Trump's high power and presidency, Jay uses the tweet to brag that he gets recognition from him, even though Trump was completely racist here. It should have said that Jay-Z takes it as a way to brag. This could also be taken as a shot at Kanye West, as he has become famously known for being a Trump supporter. He also met with the president himself in Trump Tower. In this line, Jay is simply calling Kanye a hypocrite for supporting the president and meeting him, even though he is racist. Number 5. Drake confirms he has a son. The news, which was allegedly in Pusha T's diss track, The Story of Adidon, arrives on Emotionless, in which the 31-year-old Canadian rapper states, "I wasn't hiding my kids from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid." This is related to Drake and his beef with Pusha T because after Pusha T released diss tracks on Drizzy, he was called out for having a secret child. But Drake says here he was only trying to keep his kids safe. This could also be a diss at the society we live in today. The world is really dangerous with all that's going on, and Drake wouldn't want the whole world knowing about his son. Who knows what would happen. But this is just one of the many different references Drake makes to his kid. Number 4. The song March 14th has more information about Drake's fatherhood. He raps about meeting the mother of his son only twice, and that he's seen the baby, born October 11th, only once. He sings, "Yesterday morning was crazy. I had to come to terms with the fact that it's not a maybe. That's in stone, sealed inside. She's not my lover like Billie Jean, but the kid is mine."
Yesterday morning was crazy. I had to come to terms with the fact that it's not a maybe. That shit's in stone, sealed and signed. She not my lover like Billie Jean, but the kid is mine.
Drake's own parents split, so he admits being disappointed that his child will grow up the same way. Single father. I hate it when I hear it. I used to challenge my parents on every album. Now I'm embarrassed to tell them that I ended up as a co-parent.
Single father, I hate when I hear it. I used to challenge my parents on every album. Now I'm embarrassed to tell them I ended up as a co-parent.
These lines are once again taking shots at Pusha T and allegedly responding to what Pusha said about Drake in his own diss track. It also confirms that Drizzy does have a kid and isn't afraid to let us know. As you guys can probably tell by now, Drake sings about his kid a lot in the album. Number 3. Charlamagne Tha God. Drake and Charlamagne have always had a confusing relationship, and on Scorpion, it only complicates itself. The two originally were at odds over something Charlamagne had said about Drake on his radio show, but the pair had seemingly squashed the beef when Drake dropped his 2015 Meek Mill diss track Back to Back, a track that shared a sentiment they both could agree on. Now, Drake is at it again. Charlamagne Tha God, a radio TV show personality most well known for his work on the New York radio show The Breakfast Club, has often been accused of undergoing a skin lightening procedure through chemical peeling and various other skin treatments, which were due to his complexion having dark patches. The line, like Charlamagne, I see the light and see the dark patches, which pokes fun at Charlamagne by comparing his light and dark patches, positive and negative experiences, to literally Charlamagne's light and dark patches. Number 2. Coming up next, we have the line from the song, Is There More? Drizzy raps, "As soon as this album dropped, I'm out of the deal." This is another confusing one, but for different reasons. The line is referencing the Drake's deal with Lil Wayne's label, Cash Money Records, a deal he signed in 2009, which promised an alleged 6 albums for the record company. If true, that would make Scorpion the 6th and last album of the agreement, but it's unclear why Drake would leave Lil Wayne. This could potentially just be Drake bragging about how many albums he's put out, but if so, it's a confusing way to do so. Also interesting is that Drake and Wayne are not in any feuds, and seem to be good friends. Or at least on camera. The two have been working for each other for a long time now, and it would be really weird. But this line is in fact calling out Lil Wayne. Number 1. Finally, our last diss comes from the opening track of the album titled Survival. This isn't really a diss, but more of a breaking point to prove that Drake raps about his beefs in the album. Drake raps, "Now I gotta deal with all this drama and deal with myself."
Got suits like Bernie Mac, he dresses himself. I stopped asking myself and I started feeling myself. Now I gotta deal with all this drama and deal with myself.
It's a statement that sets the album up to deal with all of Drake's public and personal dirt, which we get to hear a lot throughout the album. Also interesting is that Drake raps that he has to take care of himself as well, meaning that he might be having his own problems. Either way, it's a unique way to start the album off, as the songs are about Drake's personal life, and then also a little bit of beef on the side. Just another reminder to enter the iPhone 10 giveaway we have going on. All you guys need to do is subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a like, and comment the hidden message in the video.